There. I think we'll figure that out. As we get there. You can feel or hear the different layers.
Yeah.
Alright, so from center, my last grain level, that's where we're going to start building up the layers.
Yep.
Going into the handle, I'm going to try to maintain it right here and get the same on that side.
Uh-huh.
And why don't I turn it around and side. I'm going to have to recount this side because it's thicker on over here than it is on this side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need to take it down about 1/8 of an inch, which is perfect. Now I've got down to the right level of grain here on this side to match the other end. Now before I start shaping the front of the bow here, I'm going to work from the tip back to the same point and get a nice even you know, stack of grain on the tip. I want the tip a little reinforced. Most of the bend is going to happen from about here to about in here.
Back to the back to that.
Yeah. So this will give us a nice strong knock end on that the bow.
So we're really not worried about the tips right now. You're just trying to get the basic shape.
Yeah, because I'm going to start rounding off this this face of the bow, and I can't really do that without having the tip prepared for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're going to do now. Antique weaponry. The tips. I don't want to touch the center of this front, you know, this face of the bow again.
So you leave the front flat and you round off the back.
Well, theoretically, the back is, yeah, this is the back, that's the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sinew back, well, that's the back. This is the back, this is the face. Whatever, yeah, the side that faces you, we're gonna,
Just round.
is rounded.
Yeah.
And
So if you're holding the bow, just so we get our terminology straight, the front of the bow that you don't see is the face.
that's the back,
That's the back of the bow.
yeah.
See,
Which
that's-
doesn't make sense to me.
Well, it doesn't make sense to it. That's where the confusion comes in.
Yeah.
Because you think of the back as like, this is my back, this is the
But-
face.
Yeah, but you bend this way.
Yeah.
And so the back, it bends the same way you do.
Right. So the back is actually the front of the bow, the part you don't see.
Right.
That's the back of the bow.
Correct.
So the face of the bow is the part of the bow that's next to your face.
Yeah.
That's a good way to think of it.
Yeah.
This is the face, this is the back.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at a person, if you actually think about it this way, if you were looking at a person, you'd see their face and you don't see their back.
Yeah.
So there you go. So the bow is actually like a person.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, but I've always considered a leading edge to be the face of something, you know, and so that's where the confusion does lie.
So in our
There is an element of confusion in each and every case.
well, there's always an element of confusion in everything I do.
So anyway, now that we've got all of that figured out, not one single drop of rum.
We haven't even got a rum ration.
I'm just going to round her off here. Set her down into the clamp a bit.
So just to emphasize you actually drew a line right down the center of the face. If I can get in on it. That little pencil line right there, that's the face, and you're rounding it off on each side, so you maintain your center.
Yep, and
just like that.
The pencil mark is to keep me honest, so that I don't take any more off of that.
Too much off inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that center line. So you know, essentially, if your pencil mark disappears, you know you've gone too close to the center.
Yep. Now we're just shaping the ends here a bit.
Getting it ready for the nocks.
Yeah. That's looking pretty nice. This one. Still more, huh?
The top is still a little straighter. Well, flip it over and try it again.
This feels like it's giving me more, but
I think, again,
this one?
I think so, yep. I think that's just a little bit stiffer. It's a lot closer, though.
Really well.
Yeah, you can see the what you call the stacking of the grain. How it just goes, and then you get to the handle, which is here, the center of the bow, and it's all one, and then it goes back down the other side. Like that. So that's what you shoot for. That's what you shoot for right there. Is you just count your grains down so it's equal on both sides. And that's all one level there. One layer, I should say.
Tip out. That. Nice curve. And then draw in.
So this is the knock where the string's going to go.
Right.
Now the top line, that's where the bows, you're going to cut all that off.
I'm gonna cut all that
Yeah,
away.
that's gone. Gotcha.
And then I'll carve this in, shape it around.
That's where our string's going.
Okay, so here we are. Cutting the tip off a little bit.
Yep.
Now carving the actual knot. I'm not going to carve a groove all the way around the back of this bow. I don't want to give it any excuse to delaminate.
Gotcha. Yeah, because like I say, if you cut into that and right where your thumb is, you could very easily split.
Yeah, it might run right down. Might not, but I don't want to give it any chance.
Right, but if you save the integrity of the wood there, it'll never delam.
Shouldn't, yeah, right.
In theory, so never say never. It's wood.
Yeah, but I left it extra thick up here, and I may carve that down if we need to, if we find out in the tillering that we need to.
Better to have. You can always take more off. You can't put any back on.
Can't put any more on. Okay. That in public. Yeah, I left enough material here so you could do anything with it that you want to, really. I mean, for fun. Carve a face in here with his hands coming around and you know, his knees, you know, like a little totem guy.
Yep.
And it wouldn't really affect the integrity of the bow at all. It's just like extra material. And it might have to go anyway. Once we start tillering, we'll find all that out.
Yep.
For tillering, we're going to use this this nylon cord right here, and it should be good enough. And the knock seems to be sufficient to hold it.
So while Brian is busy notching the other side of the bow, you mentioned tillering, and it's pretty simple. Basically, this is a tillering stick. As you can see, it has a notch on this end, and this is where the handle of the bow will go. And then what you do is you put your string in each one of these notches, like this, until you get to full draw, which, you know, like say you get a 28-inch draw, whatever it is. You get it back to full draw, and then you actually can look at your limbs to make sure that they're symmetrical, meaning that there's equal amount of wood and bend in on each side. And sometimes it's so minute that you can actually change with just take sandpaper and keep sanding it until that you manipulate that, take enough material off that limb so it matches this limb, or you kind of splitting hairs at that point. But the idea is you want that bow to bend perfectly on each side, and that's where this comes in. And this is just a piece of cherry that Brian's had kicking around. Nothing to it really, it's just a stick with notches in it. That's a very essential tool when you're making a bow. It's a nice piece of wood, by the way. No, basically you're just taking a chainsaw file and polishing up that notch. Quite simply.
Yeah, she put the finishing touches on. Okay, we're going to put a tillering string on. So I got, basically this is just some nylon, like clothesline. It doesn't stretch, this one. And I'm going to put an ugly overhand knot in it, because this isn't the one that's going to live on it. It'll help tell the story. There. This is a good awkward. Hit it.
Aha! Look at that.
Well, starting right out of the blocks, it looks pretty good.
Actually, yeah, because if you go,
Any of the marks, halfway marks left?
not really.
How about on the face, the back of it?
So we got 7.5. That's too close. That's,
Stop right
you
there!
gotta be kidding me.
What?
That's perfect.
Are you surprised?
Oh no! Just make sure I'm not kidding myself.
Fine.
Center is there, right? So. Hold on one second. And put it here. It's within a 1/16 of an inch.
We're loving it.
Yeah, you've got it.
If we continue with that, a lot of that just has to do with paying attention to the grain.
It's exactly,
What we're saying.
It finds its own. I mean, it looks perfect, to be honest with you.
I want to look at these ends and see if they. No, they look the same. When we start pulling it back on the tiller, I'd like to see less bend. I mean, I'd like to see some more bend in here.
Yeah, because right now,
It's all happening right there.
yeah,
In
because
fact,
it does straighten out,
yeah, I
and
think.
that's a good way to snap a.
Yeah, let's get into the project. I think I'm actually going to wallet strung. This isn't always the smartest thing. You'd never touch this side
The fate. No.
while it was
The back, no.
strung, but the inside here, I don't think it'll hurt much to take a little material off.
Okay, action.
How's that looking?
Um,
I'm gonna put it on this.
it looks honestly the top's a little straighter than the bottom.
All right, I'm gonna put it on the tillering stick.
Okay, now this is not a crossbow,
Though it could be.
though it does look like one, doesn't it?
See how it is at that point.
It's hard to look. Hold that up again, Brian.
Take this off square. How's that look? One. Hit it.
Your left, I think, is a little more, a little straighter than. It's hard for me to tell looking through
I'm going
this.
to go back a couple more notches, I think.
Okay.
Really test. Still like to see more distribution of the bend,
Mm-hmm.
which might just be pushing this build-up back a little bit. You know, take some more material out of here
Yep.
and here.
Because that handle is pretty long.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm not saying the handle, but the center.
right. We got it a little stiff in the middle.